These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Bruce via Wiser Now. There was a call between the CBI and Chase Bank. Chase is directly affiliated with the Rafidian Bank in Iraq, the largest bank in Iraq. They are working very close with not only the CBI, but the banks where the ATM machines will be. The other person on the call was the U.S. Treasury. The dinar in country rate has been traded up and in a very respectful place right now in Iraq. And what the CBI did assure the Treasury and Chase Bank that the rate would be at such a level in the coming days. I believe was scheduled for this Saturday, so we should have that new rate. They should have a true international dinar that is known and tradable. There may be reason to think we won't get started until the first part or the middle of next week. It is very possible. Frank 26 article quote, the Iraqi finance minister supports the floating of the currency. A float internationally automatically raises a currency's value. Congratulations, Iraq. Quote, Finance Minister Alawi confirmed on Thursday that he supports floating the currency in a flexible manner. That is a controlled float. When the value goes up, please don't go run to the banks. Quote, floating the currency is fully or partially liberalizing the exchange rate so that the government or central bank does not interfere in determining it directly, but rather it is automatically released in the currency market through the supply and demand mechanism. Right, Walking Stick and Frank 26, the new small category notes will be released to the citizens once the education is more advanced. This education is being done before there is a value, during when they raise the value, and long after they raise the value, the reinstatement is launched. Right, Petra says when we talk about reconciliation, today's Middle East summit in Iraq, nothing drives people more together than money. The fact that all these countries are coming together, there's definitely a financial component to this meeting. In my opinion, the majority of the meeting is how they all can benefit. All boats rise with the tide. I think the tide is rolling in. The timing of this has been sequential. It's been strategic. Kazemi doesn't do anything until he's basically done it, and then he reports on it. All the tools are ready to begin the new mechanism to start and launch the new Iraq. And he says, I think that's what they're doing on Saturday. It's opening up Iraq to the world, in my opinion. Otherwise, why would everybody be showing up? Over the years, Iraq has always claimed we're going to do something. Everybody shows up and nothing. It reflects in the 2018 Kuwaiti conference. Billions of dollars on the sidelines, and yet Iraq didn't do what they said they were going to do, so everybody backed off. Clearly, everybody is showing up because they were told they were going to do something. We're definitely in the nexus. It's an exciting time. I am more than encouraged. All right, Militiaman says it's exciting times for this to go down. You're going to have reconciliation. It looks like they're having reconciliation right before our eyes. That's coming Saturday's regional summit. Pimpy says they're not going to be able to do a whole lot of reconstruction if they can't get more purchasing power. Now, I'm not promising anything. I have no idea what's in for the 2022 budget. People say, do you think the rate change could be in there? Well, yeah, I do, but that doesn't mean it's going to be. Stay grounded. Breitling question. I understand Iraq will join the WTO by the end of the year. Apparently, they have to add value to the dinar before they can join. How true is this? It's not true at all. They probably will be in the WTO by the end of the year, but look at China. They're in the WTO. They're the biggest currency manipulators on the planet. All right, Frank 26 article quote, the Minister of Finance announces the completion of the preparation of the 2022 budget and comments on the exchange rate change. How else can they tell you they raised the value? What more do you want? They will announce it when it's time. They will announce it to their citizens, and you will hear about it. It will be world news across the board. ABC, NBC, CBS will carry it. Quote, the Minister of Finance, Alawi, the process of changing the exchange rate was not easy. The dollar exchange rate should have been changed years ago, which reflected something beneficial to reform the economic system. Monetary reform first, economic reform second. All right, Pimpy says Shabibi was mad because he was not a fan of their WTO monetary policy. He said they did a great job of lowering inflation, but it did nothing to help the growth of the economy because the exchange rate was too low. You can see that's where they are now when people go, oh man, that rate change is never going to change. Oh, it's going to change. If he's saying it didn't help with the economic growth because of the exchange rate being too low, what do you think that means? Right now, they're trying to rebuild. If they really want to boom an economy, get people back into work, they're going to have to change the rate of exchange. Sooner or later, you need more purchasing power. All right, Petra, question. A little over 2 years ago, the Kuwaiti conference was just loaded. 300 contracts had been agreed upon and signed. They were all motivated. We'll protect your money, your equipment, your people. Come on. Then all of a sudden, they did not fulfill that. Nobody came into Iraq. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of companies. What is the difference between 2 years ago and when they were going to pour in and they just stopped and now? They did not have a plan. They did not have white papers to direct the future of Iraq. That to me was a key ingredient to acquire. They didn't have that back then, so to me, they were not ready. Frank says, I've got a lot of phone calls recently from people telling me, can you help me get my dinars back? I told you to not let go of your dinars. I know, Mr. Frank, but I'm scared. I can't get my dinars back from this guy. What do I do? Why did you give your dinars to this man? He said he could give me $15 for every dinar. And Frank said, and you believed him.